Welcome back. If you look at a couple of stocks on the frontline indices itself, Trent is now recovering from the lows, currently has recovered a fair bit. It's flattened out tad. Remember, when the company reported its numbers, we did see a sharp downtick on the stock. In fact, now the downtick continues. So after a bit of recovery, that's got sold into. It's down about 5%, taking its cut from all-time highs to about 21% itself. So we'll keep an eye out on this, slightly shy of elevated expectations, but definitely a lot better than what the consumer sentiment would have you believe. Speaking about numbers itself, let's get chatting with the management of Mankind Pharma. Reported a good set of second quarter numbers. Revenue growth was led by good growth in the consumer healthcare business and even exports, which grew by about 57%. So let's get in Mr. Juneja, who's the Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Mankind Pharma, joining in. Thanks a lot, Mr. Juneja, for joining in. I remember you had earlier told us that, growth drivers of the company would be the consumer healthcare business and exports, which will continue to expand given the sort of new launches that you've seen out there. The question now is whether this growth sustains or not. Second quarter, revenues grew about 13.5% on a reported year-on-year basis. But in that, the consumer healthcare business grew 20% and exports grew nearly 60%. So is this outperformance of both these verticals likely to continue?
Yeah, right from beginning, we have maintained our commentary like this, that last year we started the process of cleaning up the operations of our consumer business and did plenty of right things, carved out consumer business out of Mankind as a 100% subsidiary. That really shows our confidence in our consumer business. This business is closest to our heart, we have said a number of times, because this has given us a lot of name. And we still maintain that our profits would be, EBITDA would be 18 to 20%, and growth would be high teens, double-digit, high-teen growth. As far as export is concerned, we always have believed that if something is niche, something is complex, something is difficult to make, we'll go for export. So whatever you're seeing is not basically outcome of only one quarter. It's a practice and working and consistent working of last couple of quarters. Nothing happens overnight. So we basically maintain the same things again.
Mr. Juneja, good afternoon. Thank you for joining in. Would you not like to raise the guidance, sir? You've just made a big acquisition, that of Bharat Serums and Vaccines. How is that expected to aid your growth in the second half of FY25 and then going into FY26 as well? Because I can see you've mentioned that your margins can improve to around 29% by FY27. But what about the next 18 months or so?
We've just taken over Bharat Serum. It's too early to say, and it's always good to say less and produce more. We believe in walking the talk, but we also believe that when we surprise market respond back much better. Why Bharat Serum has been taken? Because we see that Bharat Serum has offered us high entry barrier products, unique products, patent products. They basically are adding so much of value to Mankind. And when you have great products, and our marketing muscles are amazing, this amalgamation will definitely yield us good top line growth and good bottom line EBITDA.
All right.
That's the kind of expectations we carry in our head. And we always believe that whatever we do in Mankind, it's not on the basis of quarter to quarter. It's always long term.
100%. And that's something that, we've seen even in your chronic therapies. That grew about 1.3x versus chronic for IPM, 1.6x outperformance in cardiac, etc. as well. Chronic share from 28% in FY18 has jumped all the way up to 36% now. Where do you see this going as an overall proportion? Is there an aspiration that you have out here?
We learned about chronic segment a bit late, but once we learn something, we execute at lightning speed. So you're talking about this in last couple of years only, our chronic share has come from 28% to 36%. Our aspiration is, like our peers, why not 40%, why not 50% in long term? On these lines, we are working, and we are very sure as the time will pass, you'll see whatever we're talking will come true. Because chronic has given us a lot of consistency, it adds to your profit, whatever prescription you add, that brings more growth. So we have a guild that we learned this a bit late, and that's one reason our efforts are always more towards chronic side. plenty of things are happening in chronic side. In time to come, you'll see fantastic things, results, profits due to chronic in Mankind.
Mr. Juneja, your exports business grew almost 60% during the quarter. What's the launch pipeline looking like right now for the future, for the second half? And if you could share some color on the export business for the second half as well, do you maintain this growth rate?
We have always said that growth will be double digit. Don't forget that our export base was low, and we always maintained that we will export only complex, difficult, where we can command some kind of a profitability, where we can command longevity, because export can be very glamorous, at the same time very dangerous as well. So we have learned our lessons. So we maintain a very sane kind of approach, mature approach, where we can sustain long-term goals of Mankind to be met. So we say yes, double-digit growth would be there, and good profit would be there. It's a continuous work in progress.
All right, continuous work in progress out there. As far as the consumer healthcare business is concerned, could you give us a sense of what are the new products which are in the pipeline? What are the sort of launches that one can expect? And your reach, how much are you increasing your distribution reach by out here? What's the expected growth?
So two things are there in export side. One, it is not number of new products only. It is basically what is the size of the product and how can you really make those big products mega products. That's one thing. And that can really happen by increasing this reach of consumer side. We are very strong in the rest of the country except south side. So we are now focusing towards south side and trying to find out the levers by which we can increase our reach over there, our share over there. This is one. The second basically is what we acquired one product, Nimulid, from Panacea, which we launched, and that has got fantastic traction. And of course, one more product we have launched, that is OVA News, because nowadays late marriages are happening. So internationally, couples are always in tension why they are not conceiving. This is one kit. You can test at home which are the 5 best days to plan your baby. This is also getting good response.
Right.
On these two products, we are focusing right now.
Right. All right, Mr. Juneja, I wish you good luck for the second half of the financial year. Thank you so much for sparing time and joining us today, this afternoon. That is the management of Mankind Pharma. The stock 0.5% lower off the highs of the day. Time for a short break. More on the markets and the F&O side after this short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.